Hello again, hope you are all well. If you think what is going on with her voice today, yes, I sound very sick. I feel a little bit chesty and a little bit breathless. Hi, welcome to the channel. If you are new around here, then hello, nice to meet you. And if you're returning, thank you very fucking much for coming back. I sound really chesty, I sound really gruff, and I sound like my throat is really sore. I've had a few strepsils. But I am now having to test myself twice a week for COVID, so it just so happens I had to do that anyway, and I sound sick and I feel a little sick, so I thought, you know what, best idea, I'm not to go back to work for another few days, so I would be best off to test before I go back to work. So I'm patiently sitting and waiting on that test. That's it here, it's like a little pregnancy test. I'm waiting to see whether the positive or negative lines come up, and you will see through the video how this goes. I think it's just a cold. I think I've just got a cold. Fuck knows how I've got it. I haven't left my house for like 10 days apart from going to get my vaccine. Alan's still been going to work, but because I've been off I haven't done anything. I've not been out the house, so God knows how I've got it, and I'm so sorry that my voice sounds like this. There's absolutely fuck all I can do about it. Hey, AltogetherAlanna here. In that video, obviously I said I felt quite sick, and that was filmed at the start of the week last week, let's say the 25th or the 24th. As you can hear, I'm really not well. And as I speak just now, it's the 1st of February. It's actually my mum's birthday. And I have had a terrible earache and ear infection, which means not only do I sound like shit because it's in my throat and my ears, a little bit in my chest, I also am really off balance and up until today wasn't even really eating very well. I managed to have something last night. I'm going to have a bowl of cereal this morning, and felt like I feel a bit more bright to actually sit and edit something. Other than that, everything else had been pre-filmed. So I'm just checking in to say I'm really sorry if this is the only video that goes up this week, because it's all I had really, other than some declutter footage. That's really it that I've got. Oh, it's got really dark now, sorry. But word of warning, yes, I'm ill in this video and it gets much worse. So if there's only one thing up this week, now you know why, and I will catch up with you all again when I'm feeling much brighter and much better, and I'll speak to you all again. Here's back to Alana in the past, but for the what's new in February. Oh yeah, I probably should have gave you my word of warning as well that I do like to swear on this channel. I'm sorry, I'm all out of sorts today. I do have swearing words on this channel. If you're not into that, then please feel free to vacate. If you feel like subscribing, feel free to do so. If not, I completely understand, it's alright. Grab yourself a tea, a coffee, a cuppa, whatever. I have got coffee today, and I know normally I would be like, yeah, biscuit time, but I actually have a bowl of fruit. I've got cherries and strawberries because, you know, I just feel like I need some goodness in my body. I need something at the moment. I've been drinking lots of water, but I need to put some nutrients in my body. It's just been all too much. The festive season, it's starting to pay off clearly. But don't panic. I know in case you are thinking, where's my woman that likes the beer and biscuits? Don't worry, she is still in here. She's just feeling a little gruff and she thinks, be kind to yourself for 5 minutes. So if you would like to see what I'm chatting about, what's new in February, what I've got up and coming throughout the month this month, then please keep on watching. Alright, where to start? I am going to talk a lot about kind of things I've picked up either at the start of this month and in February, or what I picked up last month. I do have January roundup, that will already be up, but there was a couple of things that I picked up just at the tail end of January that I'm going to scoot into the what's new in February. Now, I am doing a budget every month. So my budget last month was £150 and I have pretty much stuck to that. I think at the moment I'm at something ridiculous like £151 or something, like a pound over. Through February though, I think I am going to do a bit of a no buy. So all this stuff that you're seeing just now was not in my budget for January, but I did have Boots points burning a hole in my pocket. I will go into that because I'm going to make a whole video about some of the things I've picked up, so I will go into that at a later date. So we have Boots here, and Boots points basically mean that you can spend that money back in the store. So I ordered a whole load of makeup. I asked on Instagram, what would you like to see me trial? From those options are a lot of the things that I've bought here, so I have not spent my own money on it, even though I obviously spent money to get the points. And I haven't used any of that budget as of yet. I also managed to get a few freebies because I have very, very kind friends and neighbours, and they are very, very good to me. And I also very kindly got a £50 voucher for Boots from Alan's nanny. So she gave me that, but I still have that. So if anything else gets bought in the month of February, then it will be off of that voucher. I'm not going to be buying anything else. I'm going to be doing a bit of a no buy, but I have plenty here to see me through the month of February. It is the shortest month of the year. Shouldn't be too hard. Alright, so things I picked up at the tail end of last month, kind of things that I needed. So yes, it can go into my beauty and skincare lifestyle budget type thing, but you need to have deodorant, and I ran out of mine. Now, I have mentioned before that I really love the Milani and Gwitz stuff, and it's about 20 quid for that deodorant, but it lasts so long. But I've heard really good things about this. This is the Mitchum Triple Odor Defense, and this is the powder fresh one. It's called Mitchum Woman. Why it has to be woman, I'll never know, because it's got a pink bottle, possibly. I've spoke about that before, it's mental. Right, can I get into it? And will I smell it? Yes, I can smell it. My nose isn't blocked, I just sound like I'm dying. I don't know what it is. Yeah, that's quite nice. That's nice and fresh. So I prefer kind of cream to rollerball stuff, and because I really enjoyed the Milani and Gwitz stuff, I thought I'm going to try another cream formula, and I've heard a lot of good things about this, so I'm going to be giving that a try probably this month and next. It's not going to be used up too quickly. I kind of just use it in the morning. Alright, next up is this It Cosmetics. It's like a little bundle actually. I did actually include this in the questions of would you like to see me try it type thing, because I figured as well, like, you know, I had a lot of Boots points, but equally girl has got to eat and cannot spend all of her money on stuff, so I couldn't quite do like, okay, pick this, this and this and this, because some of the products were quite expensive. So I popped in some that I already had in my kind of collection, including this because I'd bought it myself, but that kind of still counts, right? It's brand new. So this was interesting because this is the Superhero Mascara. You will have already seen this in a video. I'm sure I used it in my Natasha Denona video. And I got a mini of this last year and really enjoyed it. So I wanted to try the full size. And it also came with a Brow Power brow pencil. It's like got a little spoolie on the end. Right, so that's the actual product there. Little like brow, it's like one of these, it's a little bit like a Benefit Brow Wiz, is it Brow Wow, whatever it is they do, and on the other side is just a little spoolie there. So I'm going to give this a whirl. I haven't tried this as of yet, but obviously I have tried the It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara before, and I did try this one in particular in that other video, but I was a bit like, oh shit, this isn't what I remember the mini being like. I'll keep going with it because, as I said, mascaras are one of these things that can be really wet to start with, and you're a bit like, ugh. And then over the course of maybe 2 weeks or so to a month, you're like, actually, this is quite nice. It needed to dry out a little bit, so I'll keep going with that. Now, I did pick this up. This is the Shiesedo Synchro Skin Self Refreshing Concealer. I picked this up off the back of some recommendations from Rose from Algorithm, but also I seen Anna Newton talking about this in her 2020 favourites. So she said she was been wearing this and she absolutely loved it. Now I got the shade 201, I think. Hold on. The reason I got that is because it has been said that the Glossier Stretch Concealer in Light, or 11, G11 I think it is very similar to this. So that's why I've picked this up. I have got it on today with a little bit of first impressions. At first impressions, I'm kind of like, I'm not sure if this is going to be a winner over Glossier Stretch. That might still be my absolute go-to, but I have got it on today and I do like it. Now, I found this to be quite pricey. I think this was about £26 for a concealer that is 5 mils or something, 5.8 mils. It's not very much. But Shiesedo is a pretty brand. But yeah, so far, first impressions, interesting, but hasn't won me over just yet. We'll keep trying. I then picked up this. This is from Glow Hub. Now I think this is a new skincare line to Boots. I don't know, like, I don't think it's based in Boots. You know, like Boots might bring out their own brands and call it something else. I think it is made by a different company. Sorry, I'm struggling to read it because actually the box is quite dirty. A couple of the packets that came in my Boots order are quite dirty. So this is the Calm and Soothe Cool Whip Moisturiser. It's basically like jojoba oils and all this kind of stuff. I'm not gonna lie. Do you know why I bought this? Because it screamed glossy cool girl to me. The branding around it, like everything about it, I was like, okay, this is probably targeted for teenagers, but Alana, it is sucking you right in like an absolute pleb. So, oh, it's got quite a firm lid on the top there. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. Oh, right, so it's a moisturising cream, but I have to say it actually looks like it's a bit of a gel hybrid, a gel cream moisturiser hybrid. It's supposed to calm and soothe the skin, which isn't something like I'm desperately looking for. My skin, sorry, I'm making a right arse of this and it's gonna go everywhere. I knew that was gonna happen. Okay, not winning on the packaging here, motherfuckers. Okay, so the little sealed lid now won't seal again and all of the moisturiser is coming out around the sides. Right, we're just closing the lid on it before I make any more bloody mess. But looks very cute. They did have a lot of other, sorry, I'm just rubbing it on the back of my hands and my arm just now. They did have a lot of other kind of products that I thought looked quite interesting, but I also thought, well, we'll try this one out. We'll try this out and we'll see how we go, because we're not going to just buy it because it's in cute packaging, because that would be stupid. Seems quite a nice texture actually, quite enjoyable, and I think if you even had more of an oily complexion, it's light enough. And more, like, I like something that feels like it's got a little slip and slide and it's going to keep you looking dewy, and it certainly feels that way. I'm going to keep this on the back burner and maybe give it a try for this month and then see what happens. If I don't like it, then I'll obviously swap back to the other one. Alright, so I'm going to show you the rest of the things. So this is part of the you choose my makeup type situation, but I will go into them in more depth when I do that video. It's up and coming, don't worry. But I'm just going to show you what I picked up, and that includes one of the nice things that my neighbour got me. So actually, I'll start with primer. So this is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Hydrating Primer. Now, I got the 15ml one because obviously it's cheaper, and as I say, girl has only got so much boot points and girl's got to eat. So this is in Soft Silk. I haven't actually tried any of these, I tell a lie. I've tried this, I popped this on today, but I haven't really tried anything else in this box. So this is, I'm just gonna squeeze it on the back of my hand. Ooh, okay. I have to say, Fenty, the packaging is always beautiful from Fenty. I just have been a little underwhelmed with the products before. That feels nice. That does feel very hydrating. It doesn't look like there's any luminosity to it, like there's any kind of glow. Oh, smells nice too. Definitely fragrance, but almost kind of smells like a mixture of sweets and baby powder. It's not overly sickly sweet, it's just a nice fresh sweet, like cotton or something. It's quite nice actually. Okay, so that is it, and I bought the small size because as far as I'm concerned, with a lot of products I could get away with small sizes because I don't use makeup regularly enough, like the one product regularly enough to get through it. But also, you don't want to have things sitting in the drawer, going off, going bad, blah blah blah. I'm doing a declutter after this video because I've had to have a word with myself. I really have. And you don't want that happening, so I'm buying smaller sizes this year. Something that I couldn't get in a smaller size was this, and as I say, some of the boxes were in a right mess when I got them. I don't know why that's been. It still doesn't bother to me, but I don't know what's happened in the packing. So this is the Laura Mercier Flawless Lumiere Radiance Perfecting Foundation, and it is what I've got on today. I feel I look a little pale with it on. I'm not gonna lie, I've got quite a lot of blush on today, but I did feel it was a little pale, but that is a pure first impressions. Flawless Lumiere Radiance Perfecting Foundation delivers a perfectly luminous finish that looks flawless in any light. I could probably give it that. The Weightless Medium Full Coverage Formula, that might be where the problem is, didn't realise that. I thought when it was saying, sorry, I'm really breathless as well, sorry. I thought it was saying that because it was like Lumiere Radiance that it would be a little lightweight, but I put this on today and I was like, oh, okay. Full coverage formula looks and feels like a second skin. Improves skin's natural luminosity over time. Whoa. for lasting radiance, hydrates, visibly smooths and softens skin, provides 18 hours of moisturization. Right, very interesting. So it has some sort of skincare property that I didn't even know. So, okay, we'll keep going with that. How effective those skincare properties are, you gotta wonder sometimes. But anyway, I also picked up the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer because so many of you, this was one of the ones that just absolutely ran away with the crowd. When I put the options up on Instagram, this one won by a long mile. Sorry, I'm smelling it because over the years, from watching all the American YouTubers, people would go crazy for the smell of this stuff. I have to say, I'm a little underwhelmed. Me? Cynical? Never. Smells a little like holidays. Maybe my nose is blocked. Oh God. But it's not overwhelming. Like, when people say to me, like, look, people even messaged me on Instagram, were like, the smell of that, you need to try that. And I was like, okay, fine. Yeah, okay. We will see how that goes. I got the one in bronzer. Now, I noticed online at Boots, there was like options for different tones. So you could have like a light, medium, and a dark bronzer. And then there was just a bronzer option. So I picked that one because I thought, okay, I'll just go with the El Clasico. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, that's the one I picked up. I have never used anything from Physicians Formula before because we haven't had it in the UK for, we've probably had it for about 18 months. Oh, there's my thing. All right, so the results are in. So that little single line there, it looks like a pregnancy test, doesn't it? That little single line there means that I am negative for COVID, which makes me feel so much better. Because I definitely was like, what is going on here? Why am I chesty? Why am I breathless? But that makes me feel a little better. If I feel worse tomorrow, or if things don't improve, or symptoms get any worse, or I spike a temperature, because I've been taking my temperature as well, honestly, I've been really worried about this. If I spike a temperature or anything, I will contact my work and be like, look, here's the situation, I think I need to go for a full test. Because if this comes back positive, we still have to go for the full PCR viral test. This is just like a little lateral flow test. So we do that. If it comes back positive, then we have to go for the full one that gets sent to the lab. And then they will let us know whether we're positive or negative. So if you are in any doubt, if you still have symptoms or you think, no, this definitely seems like I've got COVID, then you should still go for one of them, just so you know. So if I do feel like that before I'm due to go back to my work, I will contact my management and be like, look, I've done one of these, but I feel like shit. I think it's important to remember as well though that this time of year, generally pre-COVID, like people would get coughs and colds and sniffles. Like these things do happen, and it's very easily to think like, oh God, like I've got the Rona. But actually, you know, these things can still happen. So I'm not gonna completely necessarily just sign my death warrant just yet. So right, let's keep going. So Milani as well, another one that I've heard about for years and years, like over a decade, and never been able to get, but in the last 18 months to 2 years, 18 months to 2, I kept going 18 to 2, 18 to, in the last 18 months, still can't do it. Oh, hold on, let me have a drink. Right, so what I was saying is like Physicians Formula and Milani and stuff like that, we didn't have in the UK for so long, and now we've got them in Boots, but they have been here for the last kind of 18 to 24 months here in the UK. So I'm still late to the train, don't worry, but you know, fashionably late, fashionably so. I picked up the Milani brush. This is their baked blush. I think this is their like really famous, let me just open it. It's got one of these things on the side of it. This is their baked blush, and I picked it up in Rose D'Oro. Reason being, I think their famous one is it Fabulosa or Mimosa? It's like an orangey coral one, right? And I thought, okay, but I'm gonna be honest, probably not one that's gonna go with my skin tone all year round. And I wanted to pick one up that I thought I could probably use most of the year round. So I picked up the Rose D'Oro one because I just thought that will probably be much more effective on my skin tone. So that's the one I got. I don't want to swipe it yet because I'm not using it today, so we'll keep it nice. I then picked up this because I gave you an option of an eye palette to pick my makeup, and you wanted to see this one from NARS, which shocked me because I gave the option of Fenty, Huda, and then I think I gave some more drugstore options as well, like maybe a Milani one or something again. I gave more drugstore options and then NARS. And everybody wanted to see the NARS one. And this is the NARS Voyager in copper. It's very much my cup of tea, we're not gonna lie here. I would say, like, there's 3 mattes and 3 shimmers, and I would say I love my Urban Decay Petite Heat palette. Love it with a passion. This is probably a good cousin of it, but because it's got the shimmers in it, it's going to mean that you can do a little bit more with it. So I think as a little travel palette, it probably will be very, very pretty. But as I say, I have not used it yet, and I will keep you updated because you will see that video coming soon. But I was kind of shocked that people went for NARS for an eyeshadow palette. I really genuinely expected Fenty to win in that category, and if not, then probably Huda, because I think those are kind of trendy at the moment, aren't they? But classic. Now, as I say, not everything is included in this because I had a highlighter to get, stuff like that, all this other kind of stuff. But I couldn't possibly pick everything up with points. I didn't have that many points. But what I asked for the lip option was, like, people just give me lip options that are available to buy at Boots. It doesn't have to be high-end, doesn't have to be drugstore, it could be indie if you want. And a lot of people said to me, Beauty Bakery. Beauty Bakery's lip products are really, really good. And I was like, okay, fine, I hear you. I've never tried anything from Beauty Bakery. So I picked up, this is one of their lip whips, and I picked it up in, is it Syruplicious? Yeah, Surreptitious or Syruplicious? Oh God, wait a minute. Oh wait a minute, I've just read this on the side of the box that I didn't know about. It says, baking tip, remove with our oil-based lip whip remover. Does that mean that it's going to be super duper, like, it's going to give me raisin lips, it's going to dry them out? Oh, it's got a nice little, it's got one of the little, like, love heart dough foods. That's quite nice. Surreptitious, there it is. Couldn't find it. Surreptitious. I think the packaging is really cute. I think it looks really cute. I'm intrigued, very, very intrigued. But got a lot of kind of mentions from this. I got a lot of mentions from NYX as well, and quite a few L'Oreal ones too. But I have tried NYX and L'Oreal like throughout my whole life, like loads. So I kind of was like, fuck it, let's go with the one I've never tried before. All right, and then down to my last few items here. And this, as I said, was a very kind little gift bag that was left on my doorstep. So I have lots of friends on Instagram, whatever you want to do. But there are people who live locally to me who I've met via online stuff, like social media, stuff like that. Before the Rona and all that kind of thing, there was the odd blogger event and things that I would go to, and I meet people. But one person that I've been speaking to quite frequently, especially over the last kind of 8 to 10 months, I would say, is a lady called Syra. And Syra lives very, very close to me. She literally lives like a 5-minute walk from me, and she adores me. I would say Syra is like a makeup connoisseur. Like, she knows so much about makeup. She does have her own Instagram. I will pop it down below. It's called My Lipstick Melted, and she has so much makeup. Like, see, when she says like, oh God, I've done a clear out, look at all this stuff, and I'm like, oh my God. But she'd done a little bit of a declutter, and she's seen that on one of the questions I was saying, like, would you pick this or would you pick this as a powder? She very, very kindly was like, Alana, don't buy that, don't use your points. I've got that and I don't use it. I have literally just swatched it and it wasn't for me. Please let me give you it. So she gave me a full size of the Make It Glow loose translucent setting powder with a little brush as well. It's in this beautiful little gift box from Mercier. And I just thought, initially when she said to me, I was like, oh my God, like, are you sure? Like, honestly, like, if you, and she's like, I'm not using it, please let me give it to you. She said, I'll pop it on your doorstep. I thought she meant the mini, and then when I opened it, I was like, this is fucking huge. I was like, this is a full size. So I now have this as well to trial in that video with the kindest heart from Syra. And I have swatched it on the back of my hand, and it is certainly glowy. So I kind of bought it with, well, actually I suppose I asked the question with a view of me being like, this would be a setting powder. It's slightly yellow tinged on my skin, like not yellow, golden. It's slightly golden on my skin, so I'm not entirely sure it would be something I would use as a setting powder, but you know, that way, because it says translucent, I think, okay, if I use it very loosely with a big brush, it might be fine. We shall see. But I'm very, very intrigued to try this, and I just think, how kind, like, I don't think I've ever used a powder so bougie before. I don't use powder, so I'm like, oh my God, like, this is fancy, fancy, fancy. So that is it for all of my kind of what is new in February. I don't really think there's anything else new to tell you at the moment. Definitely no things, like actual physical things to show you. But what I'm hoping is that hopefully at some point in February we can come out of lockdown. That would be really, really nice. Thanks very much. I do have a little collab coming up as well, alongside Kelly from Keep Beauty Real. Do you know what, actually? I was like, that's gonna be it at the moment, and you were like, come on, I've got places to be, Alana. But I actually have been doing 3 videos a week throughout January and managing it okay, but I have had some time off of work and things like that. I had a couple of things that I had backlogged and filmed and then put up again. I think going into February I'm on a lot of night shifts. I think I've got 3 weeks of nights starting off this week coming. So to be honest with you, it might go down to 2 videos a week. Don't expect anything grand. You don't expect anything grand from me anyway, but don't expect anything grand. I will try to do 3 videos a week. I will try my best, but if it doesn't go to plan, please just understand. I am a working woman, I am working hard, and I work 12.5-hour shifts. And the problem is with night shifts as well, that let's just say for instance you're working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday day shift. So you get up in the morning, you go out all day, and you're back in at 8 o'clock at night. There's your day gone, basically. But if you're working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you've still got maybe Thursday to Sunday off, or depending on the way the week works, because sometimes I do 4 days a week, depending on the way the week works, I've got a few days off. If you are working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday nights, then really you are working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. It's actually 4 days. It spreads out a little bit, and believe me, when you're getting up off a night shift, even if you get up a little earlier on your last day, on the Thursday, if you get up at like 2-3 o'clock in the day, the last thing you want to do is like get up, put a face on, film something. It's just really not what I fancy doing when I finish a night shift. I do on odd occasion do it, but I really can't be arsed a lot of the time. So in night shifts it's even harder, and with 3 weeks of nights coming up, I'm kind of like, I'll do what I can, don't count on it, but hopefully I will get 3 videos a week up for you. That is it now, I promise. And if there's anything else that you wish to see this month, or anything else that you thought you never touched on that again, you spoke about it before and I've never heard you about it, please comment down below. Please let me know what is new this month for you, and please let me know what you are desperately hoping might happen in February. Do we think things will start to get better? Do we think we will get back out for a little meal, a little cinema trip? Do we think that hopefully we can get those fucking horrific numbers down? If you're here in the UK, you will know. Do we think there's any chance we can start planning a little bit of travel again? I've been speaking to Megs about this. I miss it so much. I miss traveling so much. For me, that was my real little release, because I work hard all year, and that's usually where I would kind of put my little travel pot, and we would use that money to go and see wonderful places. And we've not been able to do it this year at all. As in like 2020, the last 12 months, we've really not been able to do too much. So I really missed that. Do we think we could start thinking about it? I don't know. We'll see. We will see. But anyway, I'll leave you with those thoughts, those feelings, those likes, dislikes, doing it, but you know what, I don't really care. And I will see you all again next time. Bye.